If your manager and your manager's manager and finance don't get it, that's really hard. And actually a big part of, I think, what I saw my job as was trying to enrol them in that priority, because that's how startup land works, and look, aren't they fast, and all of those great reasons, and agile. Go talk to the CIO or CTO of the charity, because they're going to be on my side on this, hopefully. Yeah.
I have a small thing to add. It's a little bit of a plug, so I apologise, but I created a little training session called Asking Better Questions, which sounds a bit weird, but like, I feel like staying in the questioning more and actually really, I love Socrates, he's like my idol. If I could meet anyone, it would have been him. He used the Socratic method because he said he could never teach anybody anything, he could just make them think, you know. So you came, didn't you, to that? And that workshop is a really good way of really developing your coaching and learning muscle, I think, because if you as a team can really foster that behaviour and that skill of questioning in new ways, it can help stay with the learning hat, I think. And I'm also doing some small group work called Change Within, which I'd love to do one for startups, so if people would like to convene one of those, I'd literally be in my heaven world. But yeah, so if that's of use, talk to me, because I'd love to convene a group of you to share the learning, because I think, like we've seen today, there's so much we can learn from each other, and if we just try and isolate it, try and do things separately, and obviously the Good Lab work is another brilliant example of that shared learning, and a brilliant incubator space for people to access, of course. Who was next? It was Kate, right?
It's actually a bit of a follow-on from that question. So I'm Kate, I'm a management communications consultant. I was interested in what you were saying, Andrew, about how you acted like a startup. For my sins, I spent about 10 years on the senior leadership team of World Vision International, which is one of the most humongous, over $3 billion, 50,000 staff, 100 countries, organisations. And all we did was talk about agility and about how needing to innovate, and it was a bit like turning around a tanker. You know, it was just. So I suppose my question is it possible for a large organisation to act like a startup, or do they just forget that whole idea and just have to basically do spin-off startups? Is it possible?
No. No, I sadly believe it's not possible. So to act like a startup, what we've been doing is getting charities to act like an investor, to have an arm's length relationship with the things they are trying to make happen. Because if you're so we did this piece of work for charity where we came up with a new and exciting thing, and their CEO was probably one of the wisest people I've ever met, because he said, if we try and do this ourselves, we will kill it. I was like, you're right, but I haven't met many people that will actually own that. So we've been working with them so they're spinning it out. So they're creating a startup, and they are deliberately acting. We are teaching them about how to act like a shareholder rather than act like a line manager. And it sounds really, really small, but it's absolutely massive. So a line manager signs off your expenses. A shareholder, I mean, you wouldn't even have that conversation. It's not your job, right? A shareholder catches up with you to talk about big picture stuff every quarter and gives you space to go and execute. A line manager checks in with you every week and kind of manages and tells you what to do. So there's like a fundamental difference. And
reminds me a bit of Dragon's Den, right? Dragon's Den, like that they would, if you needed some help, you could ask them for help, but you don't get to control them, if you know what I mean, so much.
So I think, we could reposition it as spin this thing out, give them space, and let them come back and ask for more money when they run out of money, and you can decide whether they're worthy of it or not, which is kind of what you do when you're a startup. So that is, I think, the only way of doing it, because otherwise it just doesn't work.
Sounds so exciting. Are you going to be able to give us an update on how that goes? Because I really want to know.
Yes, talk at IFC next week.
Oh, fabulous. I'll be able to follow online.
I have no idea. I haven't written it yet.
I can't quite get to, isn't it in the Netherlands or something?
Prison.
Long way away.
Do you mind if I go to the front?
Because I think logistically it's quite hard to do that because of the chairs.
Sure, because I don't want people to be like that.
It's okay. If you could ask it where you are.
Okay. Can I go to the front? Easier for me. Yes, of course.
So tell us who you are.
I will take you only 3 minutes of your time. I'm going to summarize who I am. Okay? My name is Jaime Bautista. I'm Colombian citizen, living here in London for the last 39 years. Okay. So I am a founder and director of a registered charity called Smart Network. I started 20 years ago. No funding. Still with no funding. I'm a volunteer myself, and I have volunteers working for me, like Henry is in the corner. We have managed to do so many things in your country, you know, for socially marginalized people, and yet we don't have funding. Can you tell me how we can get something? We publish a magazine with a lot of effort. We do a lot of things for socially marginalized people. I have managed to exhibit the art in the British Museum, the National Gallery, the Tates, name it. You can see the website if you want to check. So, any of you can help. Because for me, I do it with passion. Money is on the side, and I know. I know about business, I know how to do it, but it's not good enough. I do it for passion. So
I'm not sure we can answer that question here. I think that question is too complex and we don't have enough information.
I know. Okay. If anyone later wants, please, you are very welcome to advise. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Hey, I'm Dan from the British Art Foundation, big charity. So just kind of your
He sort of gasped as he said it.
my question is, so if big charity can't act like startups, what should the role, and actually not seeing it happen at CRUK, what should the role of innovation teams be at these big charities? Because I totally get that we don't move quickly, all the things you said I completely buy into, but then what should our role be in terms of like identifying and diversifying our income?
So, for me, there were two things that really contributed